Good morning, traders. Welcome to the market color session for today, the 14th of November 2025. So good to have each and every one of you around. For this segment of the market color session, I will be analyzing DXY, GBP USD, and Euro USD. Right after that, my colleague Lekon coming up, the Gold Master, to analyze gold and yen baskets. So I'd like to crave your indulgence. Kindly share the link to this session with everyone on your various social media platforms, so this can get to as many people as possible, and a lot of people can get to partake in what we have ongoing here. So starting off with the weekly time frame, we've been looking at this level for a while now. Everything is still in place. We are speculating that price should get to 107.581 before we continue the sales on the DXY on the weekly time frame. And down to the daily time frame, we're seeing most recent price action to the upside, right? And fibbing from point A to point B, we can see that price has actually retraced into 78.6% fib level. It tapped into this level, 78.6% fib level, and then we're seeing it just sitting pretty on 61.8% fib level. And on the 4-hour time frame, let's see what price has for us, right? So minor structure is actually bearish, as we can see right here, indicating that we should be looking out for sell opportunities until we see a break of structure to the upside. So establishing that we're looking out for sell opportunities on the much lower time frames, we could just look out for entries on the 15 minutes time frame to see if there is any. This right here has already taking place in a way, right? We saw price tap into this level and we saw much sales to the downside. Let's see if there's any entry on the 5 minutes time frame. That on the 5 minutes time frame is even way precise. Shoulder right here, sweep to the upside, break to the downside. We saw price return right back to the left shoulder at 9.953, and we're seeing even and we saw that the sell took place right after tapping into the left shoulder right here. We saw moves to the downside, right? So all we're looking out for is for new sell opportunities. And of course, we always want to sell at premium. So on the 5 minutes time frame, this has already played out, and we're looking out for new entries for the sell on the DXY. I can't spot one yet on the 5 minutes time frame and even on the 3 minutes time frame. So seeing that we're looking out for sell opportunities, we will just have our eyes glued to the screen, and on the much lower time frames, of course, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and even 3 minutes, to see if we can spot any entry for the sell of DXY. So on Euro USD, on the weekly time frame, everything is still as it is. We want to see price retrace. We are speculating rather the price should retrace right back into this level once for 0.6763. There's left shoulder right here, sweep to the downside, break to the upside. We are looking out for price to retreat right back into this level, and once that happens, I will be taking the buy of Euro USD. And on the daily time frame also, we were looking out for price to retreat right back into 1.15636. There's a shoulder right here, there's the sweep, and there's the break. So we're looking out for price to retrace into this left shoulder and buy off that level, but that hasn't happened yet. We saw a box pattern failure, and of course we have 2 points of interest. We're actually looking out for price to retrace right back into the eye of FED here. Looking out for price to retrace right back into this IUFED, fair value gap to the right and to the left, and price tapped into it, traded into it, and we're seeing some push to the upside. on the 4-hour time frame, we're seeing that structure minor structure is to the upside, right? So coming down to the 1-hour time frame too, let's see what price has for us. Structure is also to the upside, indicating that we should be looking out for buy opportunities on the much lower time frames. On the 15 minutes time frame, let's see if we can spot any entry. Okay, so on 5 minutes time frame, I actually can spot an entry, shoulder right here, right? At one spot 16123, sweep to the downside, break to the upside. We may see price returning right back into the left shoulder at one spot 16123, and on the 3 minutes time frame, everything is still as it is. Although this is looking like it has already played out, shoulder right at one spot 16123, sweep to the downside, break. We saw price return right back into this left shoulder, and we're seeing that this has bought for a long time. So the next thing we're looking out for is for other buy opportunities, seeing that what we're looking at has already played out in the market on the much lower time frames, right? On 5 minutes time frame too, we saw this shoulder at one spot 16123, right? Sweep to the downside, break to the upside. What we saw rather was that price actually came back to retest this left shoulder and bought all the way. So all we are interested in looking out for is for more buy entries. This has played out. We will be watching out for more buy entries, and if that comes to us, if it ticks our checklist, believe me, I will be dropping the signal on the market color group on Telegram, right? We can't see any entry playing out yet. All we're seeing is entries that have already played out on the much lower time frames. On GBP USD being the last pair on my list, the weekly time frame, we're looking out for price to actually retrace right back into this left shoulder, residing right here at one spot 25075, right? And on daily time frame also, we've seen that this low has been taken out. We're looking at it for a long time, and we've seen that this low has been taken out, right? Price traded into a discount level, and we're seeing some retracement to the upside. And on the 4-hour time frame, we've seen a clear of this liquidity, right here, and a break of this high at one spot 31476. So we are actually interested in looking out for short-term buy opportunities in the market. And on 1-hour time frame too, right? Pretty much the same thing. We're seeing more push to the upside, a retracement, and if we're going to fib the most recent swing from point A to point B, price actually tapped into 78.6% fib level, and we're seeing some reaction off that point. After establishing that we're looking out for buy opportunities, we are going to narrow down to the 15 minutes time frame to see if there's any opportunity for a buy yet. We haven't seen that. Coming down to the 5 minutes time frame, let's see if there is any yet. So I can actually see one right here, right on 5 minutes time frame, shoulder at one spot 31156, sweep right here, break to the upside. We haven't seen price coming to trade into this left shoulder. So once price does this, best believe I will be taking the buy of GBP USD. And of course, we had this speculation that we're looking out for buy opportunities on Euro USD and GBP USD on Wednesday. And I took the buy of Euro USD. I caught about 30 pips before exiting the market. So right, everything being equal, once price retraces into this level at one spot 31166, rather I beg your pardon, one spot 31156 on the 5 minutes time frame for GBP USD, I will be longing GBP USD. So please take note of this price action and price levels, I beg your pardon, points of interest that we're calling out. so that once price gets there, we will be right on time to take positions in the market. If you have questions at this point, do well to type in the chat box. If you have questions, if you have a different bias from everything that has been said, do well to type in the chat box. And while you're doing that, I'd like to announce the registration for the FX Bootcamp training. Last training for the year 2025 is currently ongoing. You can always send us a message on 081 1699 5030 to reserve your slot. And secondly, the Falcon program is currently ongoing, right? For more information on that, you can actually visit valueflowtrading.com/Falcon to see how it is being done. If there are no questions, we'll be going on a short break and we'll be coming back for the second segment of today's analysis. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly.
Hello, good morning. Welcome back to the Market Follow brought to you by the Value Flow Trading team. And that was a very insightful analysis from Cynthia. All right, so this morning we are going to continue with the analysis of the precious metal. And from there, we head straight to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket. And we use the outcome of our analysis there to see where and what to do on the yen correlated pair. Once again, I'm Nathan Shiemi and I'll be us on this particular session. So starting with the precious metal, looking at our chart from the weekly time frame, we are going to observe that we are still very much in the bullish trend. Everything is still all the way to the upside. As a matter of fact, we are still expecting maybe sometimes probably towards the end of the year or early next year, we are going to see price create the all-time high again for 2026 around the 4,500 level, right? And that has been our speculation so far, because we already see price traded almost 4,400, but we are still looking at how price is still going to create a QP at the 4,500 level to create the high of the year. But for now, we are of the opinion that where price is, this particular high, which is 4,381.440 level, is still the current high for the year 2025. All right, so let's interpret that on the daily time frame to know what exactly and where we are heading to. At the open of the market on Monday, our expectation and analysis was that we expect price to rally all the way after this sell-off we experienced a few weeks ago, that we want to see price pull back all the way to this daily order block. And also, if we go to the 4-hour time frame, we see a level of flip zone here. And as a matter of fact, we have our Fibonacci retracement drawn for this particular sell-off, and we can see price trading all the way into the 61% fib level, attempting to get to the 78% fib level. All right, that is on the daily time frame. Now, narrowing the whole analysis back to our 4-hour time frame, we've seen exactly what price did, just the way we analyzed on Sunday during our the report we sent. And you are still going to observe that price came all the way to this flip zone, and with a reference point at the top here, which is this fair value gap, that is exactly what price came to tap. And we expect after price gets to that particular region, we want to see a sell-off all the way to the downside. Yes, we've seen a sell signature form somewhere around this. This is a sell signature on a 4-hour time frame. However, if we go to our lower time frame, looking at it from the 1-hour time frame, we want to see a market structure shift which has already happened somewhere here. We can see it has happened, and we see how that price pull back to the shoulder level, which is somewhere around this level here. As we can see, this is the shoulder price pullback during the Asian session, and we are seeing all the way the sell to the downside. Now, two things moving forward for today for this London session and into the New York session. We want to see if during London session price takes out this particular low, then we are going to expect that price should give us a move of this, seeing this play out. Then we want to see price coming back to take out this Asian high, and if it takes it out, there's actually a POI on the 15 or 5 minutes. Then when price get there, we'll now begin to see the massive sell-off continue again. This is just structure within structure, just the way we have it on the 4-hour time frame. So our expectation is still that price has gotten to our POI for the sell. Therefore, we should look for more of sell opportunity. Now narrowing down to the lower time frame on the 15 minutes, where do we have our sell set up residing? Exactly where we mark here. So looking at the chart right now, we can see how that this is our shoulder level, and we expect that price, all things being equal, price should still come back to that zone to sell all the way to the downside. And as a matter of fact, we have the shoulder, we have the other block here, and also we have our fair value gap residing just below that level. So I'm of the opinion that we are going to see price trade all the way into that region. Then we begin to see the sell-off all the way back down on the 15-minute time frame. All right, so if you go back to your 5-minute time frame, where exactly are we seeing price coming into? As a matter of fact, I would have loved us to, follow price all the way back up to buy up. But what we are seeing right now, this is the last liquidity level, and we can see during the Asian high, price did not really take out that liquidity level. And that is telling us another story about the structure, that there's high probability price still comes down to take out this low, just the way we analyze on the 1-hour time frame before buying all the way to the upside. So in a nutshell, conclusion for the precious metal analysis is we are looking for an opportunity to sell and buy back during this London session. Then for New York, we want to see a sell-off as today being Friday. And into next week too, we are going to, during the New York session, we are going to see what our expectation for the new week is going to be. And that should tell you not to miss the New York session. Now let's quickly get to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket. For the yen basket on the weekly time frame, our analysis right from Monday is this week we want to see a bullish yen, but there's something amazing playing out in the market. We see all the way the yen has been pulling a little bit more to the downside, of which if you refine this last year price action 2024 level, you are going to see that we have a shoulder somewhere there, and that is why we have this markup. So price is still pulling a little bit more into discount. And if you draw your Fibonacci just to look at the extension that price is most likely going to get into, you are going to observe that price is gradually coming target the 78% PIB level. So let's wait and see what becomes of price based on this particular outcome. Now on the daily time frame for the yen basket, we see how that price actually reacted to this shoulder level some days ago, sometimes last month, and now price has been creating further low to the downside. Now, based on what we have showing up here right now on the daily time frame, we are seeing another shoulder priming up, which is this particular zone for a sell, even with a confluence of a fair value gap on the daily time frame. But what would be the outcome of that? I'm still of the opinion that if we see the yen basket sell a little bit more to the downside, then this the boss pattern here may not be respected when price begin to push all the way back up. And at the same time, we are seeing some things playing out on the yen correlated pair. But before we get there, let's take a look at the 4-hour analysis of the yen basket. Now, looking at the 4-hour time frame analysis, I'm still of the opinion that we are still going to see price, pull all the way, buy all the way back up to this level just to take out this liquidity first. Then we may now begin to see the sell-off again all the way into our reference point. So we are expecting price to come all the way and take out this liquidity point, and we'll begin to see a sell-off because we already have the shoulder pattern waiting, which has the confirmation even on the daily time frame. So with this information, let's use it to interpret pairs like GBP, JPY. But before we go there, you are going to observe that we are seeing further sell-off on the yen basket, of which if you look at the yen correlated pair, we are not seeing anything related to that except for one of the pair. Now let's start with GBP, JPY from the daily time frame. Now, the daily time frame of GBP, JPY, we are going to observe that yen basket is creating a lower low on the daily time frame, but GBP, JPY instead is creating a lower high. That is a divergence, and it's telling us that something is brewing up very soon for the massive fall of the GBP, JPY. So we should be looking out for that. And if you observe, sometimes on Monday, we have the GBP, JPY. Our analysis is we are expecting a buy all the way to the upside. If you look at it from the 4-hour time frame, and price already got into the level we are looking at price to sell off from because of what we have around this side. So if you go to your 1-hour time frame, we are going to see the shoulder pattern clearly on the 1-hour time frame, and this is it from this side of the chart. So if you look at it, this is the shoulder where we expect price to get to, and see how long it took price to come all the way to that level, and that is just what we call patience. And just yesterday afternoon, price began to sell off to the downside. But I'm still of the opinion that we are still going to see the last leg of GBP, JPY. All things being equal, we should see the last leg of GBP, JPY to come and take out liquidity at this point. Then we begin the ride all the way to the downside. All right, for GBP, JPY. Now on the 15-minute time frame, what is our outlook for the GBP, JPY? What we're expecting right from the higher time frame. Now on the 15-minute time frame of GBP, JPY, knowing fully well that our analysis is still to the downside. We want to see it sell if the yen basket is buying. But right now that the yen basket is creating a lower low, and GBP, JPY has refused to create a higher high because they should work. They are both correlated. Now, what we should look out for on the 15-minute time frame of GBP, JPY is that price already gave us a market structure shift on this lower time frame to the downside. And I'm still of the opinion, because we are seeing price moving all the way to the upside, I'm still of the opinion to look out for more of buy of GBP, JPY. Particularly if price takes out this low, then we begin to buy all the way to the upside. If the buy has not even started based on the current candlestick pattern that we are playing out. But at the same time, this market is a bit looking dicey because we are seeing another pattern here showing us that if price buy all the way to this zone, this fair value gap and this shoulder region, there's high tendency we see it pull all the way back down again, meaning selling off again. So two things for GBP, JPY for this London session. Let's have the sell markup to this side, and knowing fully well that the overall move we are still expecting on the yen basket is a pullback from the sell-off. So if that is going to be it for yen basket, then we should see the sell of GBP, JPY. So 60%, optimistic for the sell of GBP, JPY, while at the same time I'm about 40% looking at the buy coming all the way to the 4-hour liquidity level. Now looking at what we have here, there's high tendency price does something of this nature for GBP, JPY and start selling from this level, or react here and come take out this liquidity point, then we see the sell-off all the way to the downside. So this is the outlook for GBP, JPY. And let's quickly round up with Euro, JPY. On the other side, if you look at Euro, JPY, you are going to observe that is the only yen correlated pair, just as I said, that has created a high compared to the yen basket. If you look at the yen basket, it has not created its own. Looking from the weekly time frame of the yen basket, is still within a level where it should start buying from. But at the same time, we are seeing Euro JPY massively buying to the upside. What should we expect to see? Let's go to the 4-hour time frame for Euro JPY. All we've seen on the 4-hour time frame of Euro JPY, even though we expect a sell from this particular level, but price did not take out the liquidity and return. Instead, it was broken out. So what I should look out to see on Euro JPY is something of this nature. Price pulling back into that failed box level, first to this liquidity point, then to this failed shoulder, then we start buying to the upside. Whenever, now this sell is going to be whenever we see a market structure shift on the lower time frame, then we can follow it through to this failed shoulder. Knowing fully well that this particular strategy, whenever it fails, is also telling us a story that we can, whenever it fails, we can join the direction that failed that move. All right. So this is going to be the outcome on the 4-hour time frame. Now for the 15-minute time frame, we've not seen any market structure shift on Euro JPY, and that is giving us a confirmation of the bias on GBP JPY. Even on the 5-minute time frame too, all we are seeing is price gradually pitching to the upside. And now that it has taken out the Asian high, let's wait until we see the market structure shift, then we can easily begin to follow through to the downside. All right, this is going to be the end of the market color. If there's any question, you can easily type in the chat box. Let's quickly look into it together and get the best of it. And if there's no question, this is going to be the end of the market color brought to you by the Value Flow Trading Team. Till we meet again for the New York session by 2 p.m. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. Once again, I'm Lekon Shemi. Cheers and God bless.